So I want to ask you about what motivates you to decide getting married, because many couples they stuck in the situation of getting married or not. Yeah, so I would like to ask that.
Let's see. We started dating in December. That was 2011. And I proposed to her in, I think it was February 2012. So after about less than 3 months. And the reason why I proposed to her then was because we were in Beijing, and I came back to Taiwan over Chinese New Year, and I was flying back to Beijing via Hong Kong. And in Hong Kong, there's no import tax, and so it's much cheaper to buy luxury goods in Hong Kong than in Taiwan or in China. And so I thought, well, in that case, if I want to propose to her, then it's best for me to buy the engagement ring in Hong Kong. It'll save me money, even though we'd only been dating for 2 months. And then I thought, okay, once I buy my engagement ring, I don't want to keep it because I might lose it, because I'm good at forgetting things. And so I asked if she could meet me at the airport. So when she met me at the airport, I proposed to her and gave her the ring, because that way then I wouldn't lose it. And so yeah, in other words, why I proposed after we only had been in a relationship for just over 2 months was because I happened to be flying via Hong Kong at that time, and because I didn't want to lose a ring that costs quite a bit of money. Anyway, that's one how I ended up proposing to her. And why I decided to propose to her then, apart from those reasons, was because I knew I was so infatuated, I was so madly in love. I had sort of all this dopamine and norepinephrine in my brain that meant that I couldn't that I would make decisions which I wouldn't otherwise make, and because I never wanted to get married. Because my parents were divorced. I mean, they were fighting all the time when I was a kid. Then they separated when I was 13 and got divorced when I was 18. And so I'd never been part of a happy family. And I was quite happy, being single and flying around whenever I wanted to. Marriage just didn't really appeal to me. And so I knew that I didn't really want to get married. But then, because I was so madly in love, I wanted to get married. And I knew I had to make the decision to get married whilst the chemistry is still, causing this chemical imbalance in my brain. So I would make a crazy decision which I knew I wouldn't otherwise make. So it's like I was completely drunk. And because I knew I was drunk, and I knew that only in this case of state of being drunk would I do something crazy, that I did it, then. So anyway, so I'll say that it was a rational decision to make. It was a rational calculation to make a crazy decision. Yeah, that's why I decided to. It's been 11 years, and it was one of the best decisions of my life. Because I knew that it was actually more emotional reasons that was preventing me from wanting to get married. So it's like, on the one hand, emotionally, I didn't want to get married. But then on the other hand, being in love meant I emotionally wanted to get married. And so the emotional desire to get married to this person was greater than the emotional desire not to be married at that moment in time. And so at that moment, then I made a decision to get married. Sounds a bit confused and complicated. Yeah. But anyway, it somehow made sense to me at the time.
Okay, Kevin.